What up, everybody? This one is a little bit different because this is where I'm at. This light is garbage. Um, I'm going to do better. Can you hear me? Let me know. Give me a thumbs up or something if it sounds okay. All right. I'm waiting to get some feedback from you guys. Let me know you can hear me. It's on top chat. I have to change that. Okay, I got a thumbs up from Indigo. What's up, Indigo? I'm pretty sure it should say that only subscribers can comment. I hope that that's the case. Did y'all see anything when the live start that let you know that? Shaz Hobby, what's happening? Now, I feel like you won the dip from Jason Lord. Did you get that dip yet? Thanks, Siobhan. Uh-oh, I see Siobhan got the picture. That's what's up. That's what's up. What's up, Joe? What's going on, Dominique? Thank you. Still a lot of blessings. I appreciate that. Thank you. I did get it. Nice. The orange one. That's what's up, man. I was so happy when you won it. I saw Jason Noyd around here somewhere. Jason Noyd's channel is nice. If you guys don't rock with Jason Noyd, you should check him out. His channel about solar, refrigerators, like basically things surrounding that particular lifestyle. He actually did a really interesting video about an MPPT charge controller, which was, I posted a comment on this video. It was cool. So, did you guys see a notification that said only subscribers can comment? Because it's not telling me. Let me know. Hey, MJ. Hey, Kimberjack. Delgado, what's happening? G. Jones, what's up? I am love. Hello. Did I miss anybody? Hey, Diva. All in the soil. What's happening, man? I haven't seen you in a while, man. I hope everything's okay. For the T. Webster, what's up, Wayne? Good to see you, man. Lee, what's happening? Yeah, I saw the message. Cool. So, what that message is about, I want to see if anybody's interested in a Rockpals. I'm going to try and see if I can give away my OG Rockpals this dip. If anybody's interested in it, only you can comment. And what's going to happen is after the video is over, I want you to comment and then put a timestamp if where you commented in the live. I know that seems a little convoluted, but let me just talk about it briefly. I would like to give stuff away because my power stations I'm gonna keep getting them, and I'm not gonna have them around because if I have them around, then I'm gonna want to use them. So I feel like I'm gonna try and give them away to make room for others. But I want to make sure they go to my subscribers. I know some people will say you have to be subscribed to the channel to participate in the giveaway, but I want to give it away to people who are already subscribed. So I've kind of devised this thing where it's like the only way I can limit it is during the lives, and then only subscribers can comment. And then if you're interested, you can comment after the video and just point to where you left a comment in a timestamp on the live, and then I can kind of match that up. Cool, you're a subscriber. Then I'll reach out to you, let you know you won in the comments, and then you email me and we figure all that stuff out. I do want to be clear. I'm not balling out of control. So you may have to contribute to the shipping, but if it's something reasonable, then I'll of course foot it. But I don't know how much it's going to cost to ship these things, especially as they get a little bit bigger, and a little bit heavier. Does that make sense? Thanks, Diva, for confirming that the thing says subscribers only. Oh, okay. Siobhan says yes. Let explain the logic behind not having one. Thanks, Jason Noyd. I appreciate it. Thanks, Dominique. Thanks, Delgado. I appreciate it, guys. Yeah, I tried it before, but I was still kind of like tinkering with things. Cool. People are saying it makes sense. Boom. Good money. All right, what's up, man? It's Black Friday just happened. Cyber Monday. Did you guys scoop anything? I definitely picked up a couple things. I got the Renogy panel for $60. It came out to be about like 66 with after it was all said and done, maybe even 69. So I used like $9 of my Amazon points to bring it down to 60 because I felt better about myself with a $60 panel. I play these little Jedi mind tricks on my mind all the time. Um, I ordered that. I did order the Jackery this year. This is the Jackery 300. I got it for 222, I believe. Which I felt a little weird about it because tax was like $12. And last year it was $199, but they took 30% off this year. And then tax was $12. I'm like, how are you gonna charge these Louisiana taxes? Our taxes ain't that high where I'm at. Where they get $12 from? It's a whole thing. But anyway, I do need to get my Zoom together. All in the Soul says he's chilling, just moved to the country, so I've been getting settled in. Really? Hope all is well. I checked out the new EB70. People have talked about the EB70S. I was texting with somebody. We started off emailing. I don't know. I wish there was a video of somebody who had it who could show the improvements, because I think they say the little power button lights are a little brighter. But I could be confusing that with the EB55 from Jason Noy's video. So the EB70S basically says it has an 800-watt inverter, which has always been my experience. I can get it up to 800 watts, and then after 800 watts, it turns off. I have yet to see this 1400 watts, this mythical 1400 watts of surge that it can kind of produce. So I don't know. What? Oh, I don't. I imagine they can hear you. I'm just kind of going with the flow. I hear it, so I imagine they hear it. My family is like around. You know, we're not putting an iron fist on them to be quiet, but we do want them to be mindful. Hey, Goddess Leo, what's up, South Padre? Auntie Blessings, that's quite a name. Diva said, I didn't even think about buying any solar stuff. And I dig that. I feel like you're sitting pretty nice over there. You got a couple things going on. All right. Lee says, good looking out, my friend. I hope you're talking to me, and if you are, you're welcome. Eddie T, what's happening? Dominique says, I was tempted by the Renogy panel, but decided against it because I don't want to become a collector. I feel that. I feel that in my soul. I couldn't pass on the Renogy panel because, if you follow the channel, which most of you do, one of my Renogy panels fell, so it was busted up. And I was thinking about putting it in parallel with my HQST panel to get 200 watts. I have not done that because I don't need to, but I feel like for $60, I might as well get another one so I could just put those in parallel if I need to. Iron Fist, yeah, we're not going too hard. What up, Blood Gaze? Good to see you, man. Thanks, Jason Nord. I appreciate that. Since the family background noise isn't bad. The only difference with the S is the inverter is 800 watts. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like mine is 800 watts. I'm going to do a short on that. I'm going to try and put an 800 watt load on it just to see if I could call Blue Eddie's bluff. Anyway. Is Jackery still a thing? Shaz the Hobby said. Okay, let me talk about this Jackery real quick. I've talked about it a couple of times, but I wanted to get it because to me this is the best Jackery they have made. They have not outdone this thing yet. One thing that I did notice is that the screen is kind of weird. Like you cannot see it from any angle other than dead on like that, and y'all can see that. I thought that was trash. But man, the way that this thing is engineered in its package, it's pretty nice. I like it. I'm a fan, and it doesn't have the typical issues that Jackeries have that have been plagued with, which is that it only charges at like 50 watts. This one can charge at up to like 90 or so, and you can still put USB-C into it. I wouldn't necessarily put this on solar, but I could because it could take 90 watts. So that's pretty dope. Starlata says, I missed the Renogy panel sale. That sucks. Let's see. Yeah, David says those $65 Renogy panels were a killer deal. Somebody commented on my video and said, not one of my videos, I think it was the X-Star video. It was saying 100-watt panels are a thing of the past. And I was like, I find that hard to believe. But then these panels went on sale for $65. And I was like, I wonder. because I like 200-watt panels. I'm even getting into hold on one second. Jojo, take it easy, buddy. Thank you. I'm really getting into 400-watt. They love that little song. They only seen it one time. I was looking at fire safety, and I picked one of the videos. It was like a rap or something like that. So I guess it's stuck. I guess I was kind of scared that they would start dialing 911 just off a GP, but that's a whole thing. Josh Brown, you got the Blue Eddy EP500. That sounds familiar. That's the Beastie dip, right? That looks like a dialysis machine. I think that's the first one that was massive. DeMarco says Renogy and HUSD is basically the same thing. If you want to pay a premium, go on ahead. What's up, Wayne? Hey, Wayne says hello. You heard me? Hey, Wayne says hello. You ain't gotta come over. Just stay over there. Just stay over there. You know what I mean? You ain't gotta be in the mix. Lee says, I love Jackery. I have a 290 right now, but plan on getting a bigger one. Okay, so here's the thing about, I was talking to, I'm going to say Mrs. Hurst. I was talking to somebody, and as picky as we try to be in, acquiring these devices, when it's all said and done, any power is better than no power. So I'm extremely picky. I acknowledge that. I like to spend my coins well. But whether you get the EB70 or the EcoFlow or the Jackery, when you plug that solar panel into that dip and you got power going, it's like it's gonna be a good time. So it's like, Jackeries are fine. They're not my cup of tea other than this 300. The 1500 and the 2000 are weird, but they're still massive. You know what I mean? It's just like, Sleeper says, too right. The Jackery 300 is really the only one that caught my eye on that line. It's their best one. And it needs to be improved. I don't know how I would feel if they updated it in like the next 6 months. I'd still be okay, but I don't you know what I mean? I feel away, I guess. I feel away. But they should put those 300 features on all of their products. I mean, 60 watts against, 60 watts against the 1000, the 1500, and 2000 is kind of weird, but it'd be nice to have it. But the 240 should probably just go away like the 160 did. I don't think you could get the 160 anymore. The 300, the 500, and the 1000 should all share the same features. The freaking Jackery 500 doesn't even have a PD port. It only has an 18-watt USB-C port. It's like, what are we doing with our lives? Anyway, I don't want to make this all about Jackery. So let's move on. Sleeper says, I got the Renogy 200-watt Eclipse panels. How many of them? Those things are expensive. Preparing for anything. What's happening, man? DeMarco says, they are the same panels, just rebranded. I thought, if I remember, my memory does not serve me correctly, but I thought the Rich Solar and the Renogys were kind of similar. Not the HUSTs and the Renogys, but that's from way back in the Will Pross solar comparison video. Diva says, I have 4 power stations and 2 sets of portable solar panels. I need about 4 rigid panels. I dig that. All right, I know where I was going. Excuse me. I should have a straw. I want to get it because I have that EB120. I want to get in. Y'all may have picked up on this. I want to get back into one panel, one power station, and I've accomplished that with a lot of my systems. My EB70 has a 200-watt panel on it. My EcoFlow River Max have a 200-watt panel on it. My Bull Bat has a 200-watt panel. All just one panel. I feel like, why don't y'all just grab a TV and just go watch TV upstairs because y'all gonna sit here and watch TV? It's a wonderful idea. Daddy's full of great ideas. What can I say? So I have this car, it's like racing video thing in my queue for Netflix, and they just got into it like yesterday. So they all kind of watching that now. All right. 120, 400-watt panel, that's what I'm going for. Locally, there are some 300-watt panels that are for sale. I think a 320 or two. But I like that idea. They're not that much bigger than my 200-watt panels. And why would they be? I feel like there's pretty much a 1-to-1 ratio on 100 to 200. They get a little wider, get a little stubbier, but it's pretty much very comparable. So I want like a 400-watt panel to put into that dip. I think that would be dope. I had that conflicted spirit when I bought that Renogy panel because it's like I want to get a 400-watt panel, and essentially that's going to give me a 200-watt panel that I really have nothing to do with. So I'm struggling over here. David says, I just saw Renogy has a foldable 50-watt Eclipse panel on Amazon. The manual shows a 100-watt model, but not seeing it for sale yet. That's interesting, man. It's going to cost a lot of coin. I got that Renogy Eclipse 100-watt panel for $150. The cheapest I ever saw it was $160. And I said, if it ever went down to $160 again, I would try and grab it. And it was $150, and I grabbed it. I mean, I have to do a video on that one. So Auntie Blessing says, reasons why you have the EcoFlow Max and not the EcoFlow Pro. Money. Pretty much. I started out with the EcoFlow River, and then someone was kind enough to help me in acquiring the EcoFlow River battery. That's the only reason why I got the battery, because I'm a fan of 2 power stations over a power station with a larger battery. But having that larger battery, it's nice. I kind of talk about how often I feel like, man, an EcoFlow Pro would be better to have in that space, because the 500 some odd watts, it fills up pretty quickly on that 200-watt panel. If I don't monitor it, I'll play myself and it'll be full in like, 4 or 5 hours. And then I'm just wasting sun. So that 700-watt would give me a better cushion to pull in more solar when we don't use it. Because we don't use a whole lot of power. Man, there are some moments when I look at my bill, there are moments when we're using like 250 watts, 300 watts of power, 400 watts of power. It's like I could cover that easy. What's up, Bean? Man, good to see you. And Bean says, is the 100-watt Eclipse series smaller than a typical 100-watt by an inch? I didn't measure it, but I had them next to it. It's the other Renogy, and like the Renogy normal one is like 41 inches, and then the Eclipse Solar is like 40. So it's nice looking though. That's for sure. It's a good looking panel, man. Jeez, it's a good looking panel. But they're pretty much the same size. I don't even know if it's lighter. I think they're both marked as being about 15 pounds. So I'm gonna compare them one of these days when I got good sun and time to do it. Mott says they're still crowdfunding over the EcoFlow Pro. What do you mean? The Delta Pro? Delgado says, I caught the Costco sale on the River Pro and the extra battery. I dig that, and that was good. DeMarco says, you ever thought about grid tie? I see cheap Amazon grid tie inverters, like $140, where you can take those solar panels, put outside, and shoot it back. I have thought about it. I was looking into that quite diligently, but like Jason Ord is saying, grid tie won't work unless your meter and power company support it. But you could kind of like Rambo it. I wouldn't recommend you do that because one, who knows what can happen with those little cheap inverters. Also, I've learned that you're not supposed to use them up to their max. And that's really with any device. If something's rated for 300 watts, you don't want to push it at 300 watts the whole time as it relates to those inverters. You could probably say the same thing for power stations, but I don't know. But just those inverters, they talk about how you shouldn't push them to their max. So if I was going to do one of those little Amazon inverters, I'd probably get like 1,000-watt and then only put like 200 watts of power onto it. But that was like 18 months ago. I'm in a totally different place as it relates to my energy usage and what I would want to do. So I don't know. But I thought about it because the biggest hurdle for solar is the batteries. The batteries were always so expensive, but batteries are getting cheaper now. So I don't even know if it's worth it to kind of pipe that stuff directly into your house's electricity. But my curious mind wanted to try it, DeMarco. He says that makes sense. That extra couple percent of cutting edge tech costs the money. Yeah, I dig that. All right. Did I miss Glug Gaze? I'm seriously considering the EcoFlow Delta Pro Told you I had my eye on it. Might break the piggy bank on that one. Yeah, I don't think I could do it unless I could get it for $2,000. I can't go backwards. It's still a good deal when it was like, I think it, what Mott was saying, they were still like Kickstarter funding for it. So it's still a good wattage. They made a point to tell you how much it costs per watt hour. And I think that's good because you kind of know where you stand. All right, all right. So I bought that panel. I bought the Jackery. What else did I buy? I think that's it. I bought like some other stuff, but not necessarily related to solar. I didn't go like wild or anything. Okay. Um, what's gonna be crazy is what's gonna happen if nobody wants this rock paddle? What am I gonna do with it? I'll probably give it to somebody locally. I thought about getting like my cousins hooked on solar, giving them a panel or letting them borrow a panel, giving them a power station, and just be like, yeah, just check it out. And then I have another solar family just hooked on it. I'm tempted by the wait. I was tempted by the $55 HUST 20 amp MPPT deal, but I don't own the battery yet. Gotta be content with my Go Labs 300 watt. I dig that. I dig that. Delta Pro needs a dedicated dolly. It has the handle and the wheels. It's man, look. If I even had that one, I don't know where I would put it. That'd be quite a dilemma for me having that much power. Eddie T says Will Pross mentioned that all the distributors he deals with are raising their prices on batteries. One, take 2%. Oh, hey, it's okay if you're late. It's not a problem. This ain't your job. You didn't get paid. It's all good. Yeah, I saw that post from Will about the batteries. The good thing is I don't buy batteries, but I did make note of it because stuff could start getting more expensive. But you know, we'll see. I was telling my wife, it's interesting to not know whether or not these companies genuinely need to charge more money or if everybody's just going to jump on the bandwagon of charging more money for stuff. What up, man? Everything. The Pro does have wheels, yeah. Um, Diva's saying portable power stations. I like to call them PPSs too. Over 30 pounds need wheels. I dig that. Yeah, I don't know. I dig that. Bloodgaze HUST had a 100 amp hour LiFo battery for 369. Yeah, it's like, man, once you gotta buy the battery, then you gotta buy the inverter, then you gotta charge the battery. That's why Jason Noy's video about that MPPT controller that was like really simple and straightforward was very intriguing to me. It kind of got my mind racing again. Definitely go check out that video if y'all are curious. It was a really interesting video. Jason Noy says, well, batteries go into these power stations, right? Probably going to go up too. It's a possibility, man. It's a possibility. Regenerative Life says, I purchased a GrowWatt 3000 48-volt inverter and a 5,000 watt EG4 Life Power battery is in so demand. I have to wait. Oh, yeah. That system that kind of Will put together. I don't know if he had a GrowWatt or MPP, but I dig it. I'm intrigued by that one too. If I ever did like a system where I wanted to have something in my house, I would absolutely go that route of that. I think he calls them server rack batteries, um, and all-in-one kind of thing. I'm not crazy about the idea. I'm kind of not ready for it mentally, nor do I have a place to really put it outside of my garage, and I'm not into that at the moment. Yeah. Nah. DeMarco says, I'm currently torn between mounting on roof and ground mounting. So there's good and bad of both. I like the security of roof mounting. I dig that. That 10 amp limit on the ED120. You know what? A lot of power stations have a very low amp limit. And I think it could be because of the wiring inside of them. Maybe they just don't have the wiring to accommodate more amps. Because amps is the thing you need the thicker wire for, which is why volts are so high. So you can have your amps be lower and not need that thicker wire because wire is expensive, or like it can be more expensive the thicker it has to get. That with my EB120 is why I ran into issues with parallel, and parallel was basically useless for me because parallel combines your amps. I got 200 watt panels at 10 amps a piece. Combining it gives me 20 amps. It's like, and I had them combined for nothing. I didn't think that through. I didn't. But you know, you live and you learn. Have you seen the Westinghouse 1000 look similar to the EcoFlow Delta? Wayne was telling me about that. Somebody said Wayne sent me a video, and this guy was kind of talking about how they were similar, but he just kept beating around the bush. I'm just like, dude, just turn the screens on. What are you doing? I got impatient and I left the video. I have this thing where I'll send a video to Wayne and be like, tell me how long you last during this video. And sometimes his patience is a lot shorter than mine. He's usually more forgiving than me, but he'll be like seconds. I couldn't do it. Inexpensive batteries don't support high currents either. Could be another reason for that limitation. Interesting. Yeah, that makes sense, being. Man, being energy, he has like one of my most favorite videos. I'm gonna share it soon on my community tab, where he was running his air conditioner off of solar, like direct. It was like solar panels, charge controller, and I don't understand all of it. I want him to kind of delve into that a little bit more, but he will just like put like 7 panels out in his driveway and hook it up to an MPPT or a charge controller or whatever, and then he'll just plug something into it and be able to like rock out. Now, of course, you need sun for that, because you can't have that stuff varying all over the place. But I think that's so cool. Again, because batteries are so expensive. I love the idea of being able to run stuff directly off of solar. It's just that's dope. I'm gonna share that video, being. I'm gonna share it soon. Shoot, I should put it here. Let me go get it now. Let's see. All right. Free power, cool in the house. I'm sorry for the volume. Let me mute that so it doesn't play. Copy. Paste. Add in energy. All right. Here we go. Jason Noy. Oh, okay. I'm not going to even read that. You will never get a 400-watt panel that is 10 amps for your one panel. I That doesn't necessarily matter to me. But you break up a good point, Chris Anderson. I feel like I kind of want to look into it, but I think it's something reasonable because the volts go up so high. So 37 volts, 40 volts. I don't like mathing, but it's doable. But even I don't even expect to get 400 watts out of it. So I think it'll work out. Anker 300 for 199, Hobotech. I actually shared it in my community post, Auntie Blessings. That Anker, I was about to have buyer's remorse. Wayne told me about that too. Excuse me. Um, when I bought the Jackery, then I saw that Anker Silver Symbol did a video on it, and oh, um, and something about it was off-putting. I think it could only charge at 60 watts from solar. That was like, I got enough 60-watt power stations. They'll kind of be some of my first ones to go. Because it just feels like wasted power. Hooking them up to a 100-watt solar panel is for the birds. Ill Will says, "Hey, Oz, I got the EV70 and my Energizer 320. Been playing with it now. I want a bigger one." Yep, welcome to the party, Ill Will. Hashtag hooked. Let's see. Yeah, most 400-watt panels are 50-volt open circuit and about 10 amps. Yeah, that's what I was. That's what I was kind of thinking. And it may have been like 37 or 38 volts. I guess you're talking about VOC, but the operating may be a little lower and the amps may be a little higher. So it's like I'm cool off that. What is the lowest wattage space heater that works well? I'll tell you what. I thought about buying a 200 watt. I have a 500 watt around here somewhere. Actually, it's right here. I bought it down here by Andely. I like this thing. It works really well in my bathroom. I don't want to say really good. My little Lasco 750 1500 watt is a beast. My wife was like, I prefer that one more because I can put it on high and then really heat the bathroom up. But I like this one because it only uses 500 watts. I'm all about using less power. So I'll take 500 watts. It's also very small. Our bathroom is not huge. And usually, I give the boys a bath every night. And it's three of them. So space is limited. And I like that this is super small and I can just deal with it. I'm watching you. Oh, I'm married today. Did you see I have my ring on? I was like, let me put my wedding ring on for this live, so these people know. Um, I do if I'm feeling impulsive, I may buy a 250-watt heater. I saw one with like 200 watts, but considering how well this one works in that very small space, it's probably like 10 by 8 or something like that. Yeah, my little black one. It does work well. Just because it doesn't get the bathroom hot like instantly, I mean, like it actually heats the space. The temperature goes up. Like it works. Yeah. I was parsing my words a little bit. Chris Anderson says, I own the EB240. I want one panel too. And then he says, all 400-watt panels are 12 amps or more. It's like, yeah, but what's 37 volts times 2 amps? So like, what are you missing out on? 37 times 2. That's 74 watts, fam. Like, the other 10 watts, let's do 30, that's 370. So I'm okay with that. I can lose that 74 watts. I'm fine. I'm losing like 2 amps on the EB70, which is sitting right here every day. It gets about 150 watts. I think the highest you could get is 160 per Jasonnoid. So it's cool. Yeah, I'm not tripping off that at all. Not in the least bit. 355-watt Panasonic panels, 32 volts at 10 amps. Thanks, Kumar, JB. I'll tell y'all what, I'm looking forward to giving away some of these power stations. I feel like I got like 3 or 4. Oh, I was convinced by Wayne and my wife. Wayne's a moderator around here somewhere. And to keep my Bowdens. They got all like, what's the word? Sentimental. I'm like, I don't have no sentimental attachment. They're like, you should keep it. It was your first one. You can look back on it. I'm like, man, get it out of here. Some of y'all can have it. You want it, you can have it. But they were like, you should keep it. It was your first one. And then I started thinking about like, at some point, if I ever got to a space where I had to do set design, then I could have my first one behind me and it could be visible. I feel like that would be cool. Yeah, but where they gonna go? Our house isn't big enough. Yeah, so we'd have to have a bigger house. So I need a set space. So, um, Sister B says I received a Gold Zero 3000, but can't afford. Whoa. Okay. Let's pause for a second. But can't afford the $600 Nomad 200-watt solar panels. I also have a bad. What solar panels can I use? I want the 600 watts. I need to put them on an apartment balcony. Okay, that's a lot. How are you going to put the panels on the balcony? I feel like email me or telegram me. My email is solarquestions@askguy.com. But my understanding of Goal Zero is that they use the 8mm jack. I don't know about this specific one. I'm sure somebody in the chat may be diligent enough to look it up to tell me. We'll see. I'm tempted to as well. I think I'm going to copy and paste it. When you say you received, somebody gave you one? But you shouldn't have to use their panels. But Goal Zero's weird. Just like Energy was weird back then, and they kind of had this proprietary like E8 connector. So it's kind of, yeah. Eddie T says anything to not step out of a hot shower into a chilly room or have a chilly breeze creeping through around the shower curtain. That's the worst, man. I hate being cold in those situations. And the funny thing is, I don't mind being cold. It's like it doesn't bother me. But when I don't want to be cold, I just don't want to be cold. I could walk outside in the winter in like a shirt. There's nothing. Siobhan says, I own the Energizer 320. Carmen says Rockpals was my first one too. Bowden's was my first one. The only reason why I got the Rockpals is because it was renewed and was on sale. And it took in 80 watts of solar. And Will Props was very fond of it in his super comprehensive micro generator video. That video still gets comments. I want to say till this day. Every now and then I go back and I watch it and I see the comments going in. I try to answer some if I can or something like that. But I visit it every now and then. It's still all free. That's the thing about comments, man. You got to catch them right then and there. I can't imagine what Led deals with his comments flying all over the place. Oh, the Honeywell 250. I may try that one. I'm not crazy about the prices on them dips, man. I had to get something because I wanted to have a little bit of security as it relates to my heaters. Oh, I also, speaking of that, I got a Mr. Heater Buddy. In my mind, I say Mr. Buddy Heater. I got one of those dips, the cable, the filter, for $75, all brand new. All brand new. I was like, what? Man, let me get that. Have you researched electric blankets and what are your thoughts? I have researched electric blankets and I've come away unimpressed. I just wasn't impressed, man. But I bought a couple, as it relates to that Mr. Heater Buddy, I bought like 5 Coleman propane tanks. Actually, one of Led's folks did a video on it, and I kind of deduced from them. They were talking about how the tanks on low will last you about 6 hours. So I feel like, if stuff got real, I got like 6 days of heat possibly. And I imagine you wouldn't have to keep running that dip throughout the night. So I feel kind of comfortable with that. I do want an electric blanket. I came this close to just getting one, but I don't know. I wasn't impressed, man. And it seems like they're getting sparse, and the ones that are highly rated have some kind of questionable reviews, and I'm just like, I don't know about that. So I kind of relaxed on the research a bit, and I have to get back to it. Auntie Blessed said, "Get you to your next." Hey, I'll take that. I just got a 500-watt power station that looks exactly like the old Rockpals for 260. Yeah, I don't know if it was you, but somebody was telling me that the Rockpals are basically rebranded looking ones under Bawat, Bawut. Actually, this one, this one on there is like 150, 170 or something like that. Yeah. So if anybody's interested in this one, let me recap. You can only comment here if you're a subscriber. So you can have this one if you want it. I have to talk about it though because it has some limitations. It has a weird charging port, but I happen to have 2 of the cables because one of them, the MC4 connections, was super tight. I could barely get them on there. They kind of work loose a little bit, but no, it's still tough. You got to put some elbow grease behind it. It charges with just an AC cable, which I have. So I have 2 of these to charge it from solar. I have the AC cable. The good thing about that is if you have 2 panels, maybe you have one in the back of your house, one in the front of your house, you can have both of those cables on there, and then you can charge it at the back when your son is back there. You can charge it at the front when your son is up there. So I like options like that. This is not regulated. These are supposed to be smart charge ports. The bottom 2, not smart charge, fast charge, but it only works with like Samsung phones. So it's not like the more known quick charge. So it's really just 4 ports unless you have. I'll show that. Why not? I think that's really it. It doesn't show watt input, but if you put it on a 100-watt panel, it should get about 70, whatever, depending on how you angle it. But it does show the watt output on the AC, but nothing else. So it has its limitations, but it's free outside of like a few dollars for shipping. So if you're interested, go back to the beginning of the video. I'll put markers in there for the instructions and let me know, and we'll figure out how to get it to you. Boom. There you go. So Eddie T says, Fam, what are you doing out here in these streets? You need to stop living. Just like, curl up into a little ball and not make noise. All right. Oh, so the Oupes. I got the Oupes, right? I had an issue. I saw in a video somebody was saying they were talking about soup. So I started calling it Cheryl Swoops, but it's gonna always be the Oupes. I got the Oupes. The first one, it's a whole weird situation, but the second one seems fine. I have yet to put the second one on solar though. But it seems like everybody who has the Oupes that has the word Oupes written on it. This thing is a little chunky, so let me get it. This is the old one. I actually emailed them last night because the reasoning that they gave me for trying to remedy this one is weird. So you can see this one doesn't have Oupes. The newer ones has Oupes on there and like gray letters or something like that. Oh shoot! There you go, goddess. Go back to the beginning of the video. Wait till the video's done. I'll put some times to see what the particulars are, and if you want it, just do what I said, and you good money. If I'll do the comment picker. I'm sorry. So let me run through it again because this is my first time doing it. I want to limit it to only people who have subscribed to the channel. This particular video is the video that will be the one where I pick the comment from. I cannot pick a comment from the live comments. They are their separate thing. So what you need to do is after this video is over, drop a comment and just say, I'm interested in the Rockpals, and then put a time code to any moment in the video where you actually a comment. So if you're commenting right now, goddess, just make a note of the moment you made the comment and put that timestamp with the colon in it in the comments. And if I go through the comment picker and your comment is the one that gets picked and it has a timestamp in it, I'll make sure if I recognize your name, then we good money. But if I don't recognize your name, then I'll go back to the live to check that section to make sure that you are a subscriber. And then I'll figure out how to reach out to you and ship it off to you. You may have to contribute to the shipping if it's a bit much for my pockets, but I can't imagine it's going to be too much. But, we'll work it all out. Boom. But then just do it after the live is over on the video itself. So those comments are separate and they can be picked through those like randomized pickers. Good money. And that's how I'm going to try and do the giveaways in the future, because I want my giveaways to actually go to people who have subscribed, not people who subscribed for the giveaway. You know what I mean? I'm not all that concerned with subscribers. I mean, getting subscribers is cool, but I'm not pushing to have people who won't watch my videos, because then that starts to look weird. It's like you'll have like 5,000 subscribers and your videos only get 400 views. And it's just like, I'm weird about that. You want to see yourself? There you go. Boom. Now Daddy can't read his letters because Daddy's eyes are weird. I can read them. They're just tough. Mm-hmm. Yeah, agree. South Padre says, I won't comment either, but nice move. I appreciate that. Mr. Wayne says, hey, Ivan. You heard me? Ivan. Mr. Wayne said hello. Hi, Mr. Wayne. Just wave. Boom. Thanks, buddy. Other people are saying hi. What else we got? So I got, thank you, Kimberjack. Thanks, Mott. I still have to do a video on the Rockpals panel, RVing with G. What's up, man? I still have to get the video for the Rockpals, but I wanted to talk about that Rockpals panel because I really like the form factor. It's very small, and I thought about just having it be one that I put in my car and leave in my car. Or maybe I don't leave it in the car, but when we go somewhere, just to have it in the car would be nice because it has ports built into it. Excuse me. So the reason why the drawback to that is that those ports on it, I think the USB PD port is only 18 watts. That doesn't do me a whole lot of good as it relates to my laptop. So walk with me. Before all the action happened, I would have like 2 days of remote work a week. And then I envisioned a scenario where like me and the family could like go to the park for a little bit and I could still get my work done and have my laptop, but be able to be present. Um, and I would bring a power station with me or something like that. I would still do that. But if it was a super sunny day, let's say I didn't bring a power station, but I had that Rockpals panel in there, then I could use it to power my laptop. But it has a limitation of 18 watts. So the thing that hit me is I could bring, because that Rockpals has four spaghetti connections. It has 5521, 5525, the aviator port, which I believe is for Pecron style devices, and it has 8mm. That X-Tar box, I could plug that 8mm port into it and then turn it into a 45-watt power delivery device. So I would not only would I get the length, but I have that extension I could use. Then I could have my laptop kind of be out of the way and my panel kind of be away from the table or wherever I'm sitting, and then be good money. I think that that's like pretty dope. What's up, Gary? Good to see you. Black Plumber, what's happening? I do that with my Go Power Plus. It stays in my car. When it gets full, I dump it to my big power station. That's what's up. I dig that. RVing with G. RVing with G. You have a channel? Do you have an active YouTube channel? I have a cargo trailer that I need to get solar panels for. I dig that, man. So wait. So this is Wayne. This is not good. I can't find my comment from back at the beginning. What's up with that? You can only scroll back so far, which kind of makes a point. It's like, so you just left a comment. Now, if you're interested in the device, if that's why you're talking about that, then just use this comment. Just make a note of it, whatever time we're at right now, which is 46:54, 46 minutes. And just use that. I'm not sure why you said that, so I'm just assuming. Hey, KL, what's happening? You know what? Ban everything says my Rockpals is nice, but it has an unregulated 12 volt. Let me check. I believe that the bigger Rockpals. Babe, can you reach me that boombox looking power station over there? Yeah. I think the bigger version of this one has a regulated 12 volt. I think it has something that's nice about it that had me thinking like, yo, they should send me that one instead of this one. This one is nice. I still like it. Um, but just look at this compared to the Jackery. Wait, I need to be able to see my screen. Where you at, screen? All right. Like, just the like, I like these, man. These sizes are good. They're really good. I like them for portability. I'm really becoming a fan of lithium ion. The only reason why I can say that really is because when you have so many, you can start to get some for specialized use cases, especially if you catch them on sale. So if you catch a lithium ion one by a reputable company for $200, like I did yesterday, then yeah, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. I'm not as value oriented when it comes to kind of the deals. It's like, oh, that's a really good deal. And I'm a content creator. So, JoJo, what are you doing? I feel like y'all are going to have screen time on your phones, not right there. I don't think that's possible, babe. Just have them do it after. Oh, okay. T Webster is saying, yeah, that's why. Yeah, just any comment. I feel like comment whenever you want. Say you can say, hey, this comment is for the Rockpals. It doesn't have to be something super official. I just need to be able to make sure that you are one a subscriber. I recognize your name, so I would kind of know that. And that's how I'm trying to do it. It does look like a boombox, right? You can replace the battery in the Gold Zero. I did one for my friend. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Sister B and Josh Brown are trying to figure out how to connect with each other. Hey, y'all get it popping. These, you say Rokio or Dokio? Mott says these Dokio panels are light, uber portable, and little built-in tow handles. I hope I completed my thought about the Rockpals dip. I just think that that's a cool option with that X-Tar device. I love accessories, man. Accessories are dope. They're dope. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Mm. Oh, I got sent the Big Blue. Big Blue, I think it is. And that thing is nice, man. I like it. The one I have to do a video on it, but the one drawback is it does not have pass-through power. If you guys watched the Rockpals video, I tried to make a case for not having pass-through power. Um, it sucks. It does. I actually had a brain lapse with my Rockpals. I was trying to charge it and watch TV, and the AC wouldn't turn on. I was just like, and then it hit me. I was like, oh, this one doesn't have pass-through charging. I'm so used to that, it caught me off guard. Gary says, interesting that Hobotech reviewed that Energizer. I was shocked by that. I was. I feel like Wayne sends me all the videos, so he sent me that one. I think he sent me that one. That was surprising. I know. Jason Noy says you got the Big Blue 240 watts dual charger. That screen is so nice on it, and it does not turn off. It dims, but it does not turn off. I love that about it. I'm not crazy about the handle. I actually thought the handle, you know how you push something in and it bounces, but it's just a pull telescoping dip. I thought you would like press it in and then you press it down to lock it in, and then you press it down to push it out. You ever? A lot of you guys are old enough to know this, but you remember when cassette things didn't have the eject button, but you had to press them, and when you press them, they would come out, and then you press them back in. That's what I'm talking about. It does, man. It looks like an alien spaceship. That's why I'm glad that that handle can be pressed down on the Big Blue. What's up, man? It's okay. What's up, brother Joe? What's happening, man? I read your message about like your power stations and your panels, man. You stacked over there. Jeez. Cassette was before your time. Yeah, sure. Sure, Wayne. I like the Big Blue though. So here's my use case for the Big Blue. I have the bull bat down in my. All right, come on now, come on now, distracting me and stuff. The bull bat is down in my garage. The good thing about the bull bat is it pulls in 160 watts of solar. I love that thing for that, but it has pass-through charging as well. Um, it takes 5525. So does the Big Blue. The Big Blue, like let's say the bull bat got full. I hate wasting solar power, so I would just take it and then swap the Big Blue into it and let that charge. And I basically use that zone to charge other power stations for because I have no reason to power that. I actually thought about buying another 40-foot. I have a 50-foot extension cable, but I thought about buying another like maybe I would do a 50-foot, another 50-foot MC4 extension cable to get that bull back into my garage. Because then that would be cool. It's like I could manage $65 on getting a longer cable. They're not cheap, but they're not super expensive either. Prepping on the creek, what's happening, man? Where the videos at, man? I'll be looking forward to the videos. Prepping on the Creek's channel. I enjoy watching this stuff. Y'all feel free to check him out. He has quite a few portable power station videos that I've enjoyed. I like the chill pace of his videos, man. They're really nice. Let's see. Hey, Gilbert, what's happening, man? Thanks for hanging out, Jason Noy. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you coming through and hanging through, answering questions and commenting and stuff like that. S. Brubaker, my Black Friday deal was an EcoFlow River Max 720 for $4.99. Love it so far. That is my point, guys. It's like you get a power station, you're gonna love it. You could be super picky like me and do all this research and stuff, but when you get one, it's a good time, and you get hooked, and you want more. Wait, did anybody see? I posted it in the Black Friday deal on the community tab. If you don't know how to get to the community tab, you have to go to my channel, and then there's like home videos, something, and then community. and you can see all my community posts. YouTube doesn't show them to everybody. They're a little weird about that, but uh, I posted about it in my community tab. Maxoak.net uh, is like, I would assume, either the parent company for Blue Eddy or who Blue Eddy buys their power stations from or whatever. They have these refurbished power stations that are deals that are pretty hard to pass up. I keep looking at them and I'm like tempted, but I'm not in the market. I'm not in the market, but it's pretty compelling. Let me see if I have the link up. I could have the link up already. And also, let me put a pin in that. We need to talk about EcoFlow Delta. They have too many freaking devices, man. I cannot make sense of it. Why do they have so many? Oh, Brother Joe got to go eat. Got one coming out in the next couple of days. Thanks to you and for your help. I dig that, man. I'm looking forward to it. Prepping on the Creek is talking about. He has a video coming out for the power station. All right. I feel like I should have this around here somewhere because I'm always looking at that page. Like they had an EB120, EB150 for like $338. But man, I was cynical about it though, because like I don't know how good of a rep Blue Eddy has for dealing with issues with their products. I don't remember how long the warranty is. I'm assuming it's going to be a year, but some people, like a few people, like literally like two or three, have talked about how Blue Eddy doesn't get back to them swiftly. And I would just hate to like have somebody have an issue. My email address, Diva, is soloquestions@askive.com. Hey Gilbert, man, you gonna take the plunge? Let me see if I can find the page, man. I had it up. Jeez. I know it's on my community tab. Let me just run to my community tab real quick. Da, 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 da. But yeah, man, EcoFlow, they got all these freaking devices. And I be wanting to tell people, like, yeah, this one will probably help. But it's like they all pretty much do the same thing. It's like different watt hour capacities. I don't quote me on that. I've been meaning to ask Wayne, like, what would he recommend for somebody who's looking for something? Can y'all hear the like videos playing in the background? Or are we good to go as far as like sound is concerned? Will it allow me to do this? Okay. Oh, they got rid of them. Just like that. Or maybe the link is broken on my page. Okay, hold on. Refurbished goods. Sold out, sale, 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 sale. All right. I'm going to drop this one, even though there's two links you could get it from. All right. Okay, thanks to Marco. Thanks, Lee. Thanks, Mike. All right, all right. Walmart had the EcoFlow River 600 for $319 yesterday. The base model? That's not that great of a deal. 600, the EcoFlow River 600. What do you mean? I feel like they're all 600s. Ill will. I'm cooling, Mike, man. What's happening with you? We'll see, Gary. Gary says he hopes the EcoFlow starts using LiPo in the smaller units. They came out with a whole new one, the white one, which was priced competitively, actually. 720 watts. It's not a pro. It like has a separate battery. Don't get me to making up stuff about EcoFlow. I find it hard to keep track of what EcoFlow is doing, honestly, because a lot of that stuff is it's like it's impressive, but I don't need what their focus is in my personal life. They have like the quick charge in 90 minutes, but I very rarely put my power stations on the wall. Rarely. So it's like, do I need that? They have the higher inverters. That's cool. But they also have the higher price. So it's like, I'm not quite there. This is Team Ego Flow. Doesn't bother me. I'm used to having two or three things going on. I dig that. Ban Everything says I'm very scared to spend more than $500 for a power station. If you go above that, just buy a battery, inverter, charge controller, and build your own. At least you can repair it. That's interesting. Man, you have a lot of stuff going on, man. I feel like, you know what? I was actually just thinking about you. I feel like you could. I don't know. You were saying you're having some issues, but because I thought you could record your videos and then you could do the voiceover, but I feel like you only have a Chromebook, so you're kind of limited in that regard. Dang it! I want to see what you got going on, man. But yeah. DeMarco says, I love EcoFlow screen, but their battery is so. Their capacity, I can't make sense of it. There's like 5 of them now. There's the EcoFlow Mini, the original EcoFlow, the update to that one. Then there's like the one, I don't know. It's too much. I find it hard to. EcoFlow has Diva. Thank you. EcoFlow has 4 rivers and 4 deltas. I feel like they probably have more than 4 deltas, but I trust you because I know you rock with EcoFlow. I feel you, man. Everything. Fast wall charging is the one reason I went with EcoFlow. Got a preferable in back house. I dig that 100%, and I'm happy to have my EcoFlow for sure. I'm glad to have the features, but I don't know that I would pick them for those features. Um, I would just be kind of into something else. But then their products are also a little more expensive, so it's just like, I don't know. I just find it hard to. Somebody emailed me and they were like, yeah, they want to be able to run a 1,000-watt air fryer and a 250-watt heater. And what would I recommend? My mind immediately went to the EB150 because that's clear cut, and it was fine. They were trying to spend about $1,000, but EcoFlow has so many offerings, and then some of them are like $11.99, $12.99, $13.99. I feel like they only have that one that's like $8.99, and they may have their OG one that's like $9.99 on sale sometimes. So it's tough for my brain to process it. I don't know. What do you mean, Sister B? Which EcoFlow extra battery? Now the Deltas have extra batteries, and the Rivers have extra batteries too. What up, Sunday Backyard Farmer? I actually watched your video about the tree near your shop. I thought that was cool. They had shared it. I'm glad you got answers on that tip. If Bluetti had a screen like EcoFlow that could tell you how much time you had left when running the device, I'd love it. I feel like the AC ones are getting there. I don't know if they have like the dope screens or not. I mean, their time remaining, but oh, any of you guys, I don't know what your use cases are, but any of you guys who have like the Energizer or the Go Labs or even the Jackeries, whatever, I have found that a lot of my power stations, when they get to 100, they're still charging and they're still pulling the full amount of power. Have y'all experienced that? That's like troubling to me. I think not troubling, but it's annoying because it's wasting power. So I'm starting to wonder, like, are you actually at 100% or are you lying to me? So you have to use a watt meter with the Bluetti to keep track of watt hour usage. I think he's talking about a different thing. He's talking about how long you have left. Love the 100-watt PD port on the river. I dig that. Running all my 12-volt DC lights off that tip. That's what's up. That's what's up. What? You just told somebody you love their cleavage? What is my wife doing over there, man? What is she talking about? I gotta stay out of her business. You know what I mean? That's her business she got going on in there. My Jackery gets to 100% and then stops charging. South Padre says the AC 200p has a percentage remaining. It's to the point of slow charging. Lee, the only thing I'm running into is that it's still pulling its full whatever. Like if I don't mean to throw Energizer under the bus because it may not have been them, but I'm just dealing with like these devices pulling in this power. So let's say it's taking in 65 watts. It gets to 100%, and then it's still taking in 65 watts. Or even when I do my first charge discharge charge cycle of a power station, from the wall outlet, it'll show it's full, but then it's still taking in all that power. And I don't get it. My Jackery stops charging for me. It's an older 160. And I believe that. I believe that those Jackeries are like they fine tuned and kind of got their R&D down to where it does exactly what it's supposed to do. You press the button, it comes on. You press the button, it goes off. You know, you put the dip in, it's charging. You take the dip out, it's charging. It's not charging anymore. I feel like they got that. I don't expect any weird behaviors from my Jackery. That's for sure. But they cost more than they kind of should in terms of some of the competition. But the competition, maybe they're cutting corners, they're not using as high quality products. I mean, you still get the desired result, but you may have to deal with some of these quirks of it pulling in more power than it should. So I think my Energizer drains. So, okay, let me put this in perspective, right? My EcoFlow River is 500 and some odd watt hours, approaching 6 watt. I think it's like 586 or something like that. 274, no, whatever it is. I don't know what it is. It's like 500 something watt hours. My Energizer is only 300, right? My dip is at like 80%. It may have even been full. Let's just say it's at 80%. I was charging it through USB-C, so there's not a whole lot of loss there. And the Energizer had some power in it already. When I got done, I don't know if I woke up in the morning or what happened, but my EcoFlow was dead, and my Energizer wasn't even, was it full? It was full. It was full, but my EcoFlow was dead. It's just like, well, what happened here? So I don't care enough about it to do a definitive test. I need to do a test on my EcoFlow because I feel like it's not holding its charge well. I talked about that during the last live. What's up, Byron? CJ, what's happening? Um, Sister B said, Led love that Jackery, the Energizer. I was on Led's live and about that Energizer, and he was saying it didn't have any cons. And I almost agree with him. But the one con it does have, it's a dope device, but it's that 60-watt solar charging. That is a con for me. It's like I'm not a fan. But I think what it is you're not going to plug that into solar a whole lot, especially if you have larger power stations with that 100-watt PD port. You're typically going to drop power into it from there. So I understand. But having that as its own device, 60 watts sucks. I'm just like, I'm not a fan. But I have to test on my EcoFlow because I don't think it's holding its power capacity well. And it also gets less power. I'm sorry. Hobotech did a test on the first one, the one that was the crowdfunding one. This retail one is different, but he did a test on that one, and the battery capacity he got out of the base device was solid. The battery capacity that he got out of the base device and battery was not solid. He was just like, I don't understand why I would put out less battery. So it was an interesting thing. I'm getting there. It says 60-watt solar is a deal breaker. I'm just like, man. What's up, Ray Rambo? Outdoors, what's happening? That is why I love my Jackery 300. So I get that dual charge of 60-watt solar and PD. So here's the interesting thing. Actually, the Jackery can take in more power than that. I plugged it up yesterday. I was shocked that it only got 77 watts from the wall. That was kind of weird. But you would think, I think you can get like about 90 something watts of solar into that dip. But then when you plug in a 60-watt PD port, it only goes up to 125. So the highest possible power you can get from that is like 125. I found that to be, I was a little annoyed with it because I like to be able to bang out, get it charged up super fast. But I don't know what the people are doing technically. Get a firmware update. Yeah, it's fairly up to date. I just updated it recently because it was I was charging it via so what happens in my workflow, I have the EcoFlow on a 200-watt panel. It charges up for the most part, and then we'll watch TV from it. I changed its behavior a little bit, but typically that's what I would do. And then what I'll do is I'll take another power station after the sun goes down. Let's say I had the Wackery, the chiffon, back when I was using it. I don't have that. It's somewhere around there. I'm going to figure out how to get that away too. like somebody could use it. Anyway, I'll talk about that in a second. I would take another power station, hook it up to the 12 volt, and dump that power into the EcoFlow. So the EcoFlow lasts longer throughout the night. That's kind of where I feel like the 700 watt Pro would be better than having that 500 some odd watts in this situation, because I can run through that with my TV using about 35 to 40 watts an hour. We typically watch TV in the evening, so there's no sun around to replenish it. So that's what I've been doing. And I noticed that my 12 volt adapter was getting hot, like really hot, like burn you hot. So I updated my EcoFlow so I could turn the amps on the 12 volt down to from 10 to 8, because I saw a post that somebody was on the road and they actually burned out their 12 volt adapter and they were trying to get another one, but they were on the road. So it was just like, where can I get one of these? People was like, you might be stuck like Chuck. So it's one of those things. But I burnt 2 of them now. Now, in fairness, it could have been a device charging it that was putting too much power into it. But I don't think that's how that stuff works. I think the device is pulling it and it got hot and it melted it. So it's too much of a kind of coincidence to have them give you the option to turn the amp limit down. For me to see the post in the Facebook group about people burning up their plugs, and I intentionally went about like turning it down so it wouldn't burn up, and I burnt up another one. So now one of them is still kind of working. I wish I could show you, but I don't have it around. My mic is wireless, so maybe I can move around and grab it if it's still back there. 1 second. Let me see if I can grab it real quick. No, not yet. What time you want me to be done? What time you want me to be done? I feel like it should be at like 60 minutes. I'll wrap it up soon. Oh, huh? Okay. So this one, I gotta zoom out so I can see if y'all can see. If you look, you can't see it fairly closely. Shoot. You can see that, dang, you can't really see it. It's like a little melted around this plastic. And so what happened is this thing starts to get crooked. I wonder if the little makeup thing works. What the chicks be doing. Oh, that does work. Look at that. Let's see if I can get it. Come on, get in there. Son of a... If you see that little, where the light is reflecting off of that, that's a part that's melted. That's why it looks like that. It got so hot that it started to melt the plastic. And so my other one is completely like offset because the plastic melted. I thought I just had to like twist it or something like that, but it melted. So that was a long rant to show y'all that it melted, which is crazy. So I pretty much can't use my EcoFlow in that way because I can't just keep burning cables. I only have 2 cables because I had to send it back once. And they were like, you could keep the accessories. Okay. Hey, happy wife. What's happening? Hi, Darlene. What's up, I can? Just cat. Are you still using the Oupes? I talked about it earlier. The Oupes, I have 2 of them now. One is problematic and they sent me a replacement. And I'm still kind of putting that through its paces. I haven't had super sunny days. So I haven't put this one on solar yet. I need to put it on solar or 12 volt, I guess. I could do that too. Yeah, so I'm using it, and I'm trying to figure out a way to use the old one. I'm gonna make a video about it. They gave me this whole. I emailed them today, so they're gonna hopefully respond to me tonight about this whole idea of what their possible fix was, because I wanted to try it, but whatever. I can't say she could see it. Thank you, I appreciate it, because I wasn't sure, but it's weird, man. I'll smile at your comment. Happy wife saying I'm here and saying hello. I appreciate it. For some of the new people who joined, I am going to be trying to give this away. I'm not saying it's like a steal or a catch, but if I have it, I'm going to try and use it. So I'm trying to give stuff away. This one is going to be the first one I try and give away. After the video is over, I'm going to put minute markers that explain how you could get this and all that jazz. And then you could take it from there if you want it. If you don't want it, it's cool. And that'll be the way that I give stuff away next. What will I give away next? I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to limit it to, like, say people can't win twice. That feels weird. I'll probably ask Wayne what his thoughts are and see what my wife thinks. So I feel like if you win twice, you win twice. But I don't know. Kind of want to spread the love around, you know? We had a problem with ours. Just Cat. Wait, Just Cat. I remember that name. You're the first person who actually, like, had the Oupes. And you had yours, like, I feel like you got the same one. You have one of those older ones. Wayne has one of those older ones. So what I'm doing is I'm emailing them to try and figure out what this supposed solution is. And as soon as I figure it out, I'll let you know. I feel like try and email me or contact me in some way so I could get back in contact with you with my findings. Because I haven't seen you around for a while. Because I remember asking you if you had any contact information for them. Because I wanted to email them to see if I could get one. I'm running into the same issue with that one. It's not charging from solar or 12 volt or USB-C PD. So it only charges from AC. Are you garage selling a 100 watt panel? What does that mean, I can? Oh, okay. Hey, happy wife. I hope all is well with you and your family. All is well. Hey, Gilbert, just pulled the trigger on the Refurb 150 for 367 out the door. Hey, listen, man, you got to keep me posted. And I guess it's really more so about the initial impression that you have of it. And then it's going to be long term. And, you know, there's no way to know long term. But just to put things into perspective, that EB 150 and that 240, people who have those things love them. They love them. Will still uses his. Hopotech still uses his. Wayne has a 240, loves it, uses it all the time. Everybody who I've seen who has one of those tips, they have it and it works. Point blank, period. So I don't know. I'm not in the market. I still haven't paid off my 120. I need to get that squared away. But I don't know, man. I look at that list. I look at that site almost every other day like, man, 150 watt hours for $360. That don't make no good sense to me, but I don't know, man. Tread carefully and cautiously, but it seems legit. Just Cat, please give me a way to reach out to you, or just kind of keep track of the channel for my Oupes video when I put it out, because I'll undoubtedly have something in there to speak to it, because I feel like I need to figure out what to do with these devices. And I saw a video or two about the Oupes where they had issues and they had that older one. So I think that older one is problematic in some capacity. All right. I had a problem where I was discharging the charger by solar. Yeah, that's the same. The video dude had the same problem. Now, if I could wrap it up right now, it ain't no thing. Time just got away from me. But you just said, you know what, you cool. You That's true. I'm 18 minutes over. Is that forgivable? Okay. What? You gonna cook them hamburgers, man? You gotta stop playing. You gotta stop playing, fam. What you talking about not cooking them hamburgers? All right, it's solar questions at askgod.com. Please keep in touch so I can keep you posted. All right. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. If anybody's interested in the Rockpals, after the video's over, when I rewatch it, I'll put a timestamp in there. ASAP Ferg. Really? I'll put a timestamp in there. Like, that'll be one of the first timestamps I put in there explaining how to go about things. The gardening artist. Costco has the Delta Pro on sale right now. Oh, I appreciate them exclamation points. I was actually just talking to somebody who's trying to figure out a power station, and I was trying to see if Costco had the deal going. Cyber Monday deals extended. I bet Costco, because y'all trying to recoup them coins. Well, yeah, they do have EcoFlows back. Like, no lie, 2 days ago they had no EcoFlows on their site. Dang, they slinging the Pro. They slinging the Pro for 28.50. I'm not, I don't care, but man, oh wow, okay. And then they have the EcoFlow Delta. I feel like that's the OG one for 9.50. Yeah, okay, that's fine. And then their EcoFlow River Pro is out of stock for 6.99, the whole shebang. But then the EcoFlow River Pro in and of itself is 4.30. I like that deal better than the battery because once you spend $700, I feel like you could spend, if you could catch it, a EB150 brand new for 900, and that has 500 watts of solar that it could pull in. This only has 200 watts of solar. That has a 1,000 watt inverter. This only has a 600. So you start creeping up to the $1,000 mark. I mean, yeah, you get 1,400 watt hours of capacity. That's great, but it's still just that base EcoFlow, and I'm conflicted on that one. I'm conflicted. All right, I'm looking at this page, so I can't see y'all comments. Maybe I'll pull a page over here on my dual monitor. Where? Hold on one second. I'll shoot y'all the link. I don't know if you could put the link in the chat. Can you put the link in the chat? The plain Delta is the OG for 900. I still like that Pro for 430. Now, don't quote me on that because I haven't put that through my realm of reasonability. Because if you're gonna spend $430 on the Pro, which is 700 watt hours, what else could you get that's comparable to that? I don't think much, man. 430 is a really good price. It's a really good price. See you later, Starlata. I hope I'm saying that right. Diva's saying the same thing. Really, on the EcoFlow, they didn't have any yesterday. No, they did not. I was on it like yesterday or the day before yesterday. Nothing. Thanks to gardening artists for that share. We appreciate it. Oh, sell panels that you don't want. The whole thing with panels, I can, is the shipping. Like if you're local or if you're close enough to kind of make the trek, I feel like by the time you pay for shipping for something like that, like putting it in a box and getting it weighed, it's probably just gonna be, you might as well just get something new. With those Renogy panels being $66 yesterday, right? That was a good look. It was a real good look. Byron Morris is talking about the 12-volt adapter, saying those come apart with the lighter normally. I don't like those connectors. I hate the 12-volt whole thing. I wish we would just get rid of it. All right, you would never get that price in a UK sleeper. Sorry about that, man. Look up reviews on this and that and see the link to the Taclight solar panel. I have two of them and they're great for such a low price, just like the $300 Jackery for $99. I don't believe it's just like the Jackery panel. I believe it's similar. Um, hey, I rock with reviews in this and that too. Talk to him via email. I'm trying to put him in contact with a company I was working with to see if he could get some love on his channel. Let's see, reviews on this and that already in history. I wouldn't be shocked if he came through on this live at some point. Football River, Tack Life. Yeah, I see it. There it is there. Okay. I really like coat making. Yeah, I mean, it's the style of that Jackery panel, but those ain't SunPower cells, 100%. And I can't. If the going rate for folding panels is $2 a watt, and you got a panel that goes for $1 a watt and it's folding, I'm just like, yeah. I was looking at this. I think I saw this recently, and if it looks flimsy in the picture, I'm like, I don't know. You got it, man. Everything you got it, brother. I think I want a River Pro, then sell my original 2020 River. Then I'm done until I feel like I want another one. Facts, Diva. Facts. Sister B says, I just checked Costco. I'm gonna probably try and either make a post about it or something. I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure it out because I made a video about it when it first went on sale. Somebody told me about it. Sister B, I don't have a okay. My sister will order one for me now. There, that's what's up, man. 430. Jeez, so tempting. So you can't beat that. You can't beat it. Lithium ion. Who cares? I just 700 watts of power for $430 is dope, and it's an EcoFlow. You start getting into that $700. You should see the panels in person. They're made from SunPower cells. It's like they can't be made from SunPower cells, man. Everything they can't. Like, or do they look different than what's in the picture? Because I'm looking at the picture, and those ain't SunPower cells. Do you get more solar power from using Anderson ports than you do with the DC port? I don't know. That's a good question. I can't. Power is power. I feel like Anderson ports are people love them more because of for whatever reason. I feel like maybe they have the ability to. Maybe they're more universal in some segment of the power thing because some people love Anderson power pole and they'll be like, I wish this power station had Anderson power pole instead of this. So, you know. KL says Maxoak has the SP120 for $199. I wouldn't buy that panel from them. Auntie Blessings asks, Oz, you're waiting on this at sale price for what? Auntie Blessings? This and That, is it a website or a YouTube channel? It's called Reviews on This and That. Let me see if I can tag him here. No, he's not here, so I can't tag him. Reviews on This and That. It's a YouTube channel that I watch every now and then, and he comes over and pops into my channel quite often. I just had it up. Let me see. This is the actual video that Ban Everything is talking about this panel. That's kind of like the Jackery, but it ain't SunPower cells, that's for sure. She bought like 4. That's funny. Diva says her sister bought like 4 of them. Now, just Cat, when you say the DC port, what are you comparing it to? Buying old solar generators is not good if you don't know. Oh, okay. You don't know if they fix everything right. When you say buying old, are you talking about these refurbished devices from Bluetti, or are you just talking about just in general, like buying something from the market? So, somebody who bought the EcoFlow River Pro said that you can still buy it without a membership. It just costs a little more. I don't remember what they said. It's 48 cents a watt hour. It's yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you it's like you can't beat it, but you can also do a little bit better because of that 600-watt inverter and that 200-watt solar input limit. Babe, can you turn this phone down a little bit? Allie Joe plates. What's happening? So you spent $700 for 200 watts of solar input and for what was the other thing? A 600-watt inverter. When you could buy the EV120 is $799, I believe, and you could get a 1,000-watt inverter and 1,200 watt hours of capacity and 500 theoretically watts of solar. So it's like EcoFlow River Pro for 430. What was your last comment? Let me try to connect these. Oh, I'm not waiting on the sale price. I'm not in the market. I bought this Jackery because one, I want a Jackery to be able to talk to you guys about it because it's a super popular brand and I want to be able to put my hands on it. It's really well built. So, and they work, you know what I mean? It's like they work. And I bought a Jackery because it was on sale. So, you know, I wasn't in the market though. I'm still not in the market. Those refurbished devices on Maxoak.net kind of are interesting. I thought about, I'll give you a use case for that. I was just talking to my wife about this today. No, I was talking to Wayne about it. I'm not sure. I had the idea of, because my EB120 is new, right? Um, I could preserve its cycle life by just hammering on the 150 for EB150 from Bluetti from Maxoak for like $400. So I would put that up against my solar, and I would use that day in and day out, and then I would use my EB120 like when I had to kind of preserve its newness. I don't know if those cells in that EB150 are new or are they used. I'm not sure what the cycle count is. So it's just like I have no real motivation to take that plunge. I tell you what, the if I didn't have the EB120, if I didn't just spend the money that I spent on that, I probably would have got an AC 200p or an EB 240 or 150. You just can't beat those prices, but I would be willing to take the risk reward kind of thing. But I'm just my situation doesn't really jive with that too well. I like the EB120, but Amazon has no reviews on it. I mean, it's a 150 with lower watt hour capacity. All right. If anybody has any questions, let me know. Myself or some of these wonderful people in the chat could probably answer them for you. I have talked about everything that I wanted to talk about. Yes, Auntie. I bought the Jackery 300. It cost me $222. I bought it yesterday. They delivered it to me yesterday. They were like, yo, you can get same day shipping on this. I think it's because Amazon has all their stock. They put it on sale and they were just like, yeah, you can't buy it through us. You have to buy it through Amazon. Go and save $90 on Amazon. Did I ever test that cable for the bull bat, Joe? I feel like that's what you have to be talking about, right? Uh, 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 I don't like the screen. The screen is kind of like, that's pretty much, y'all are not seeing that because of the camera. That's really how it looks when you look at it until you tilt it like this, like directly at you. It's like, I'm not a fan of that at all. But this form factor is nice. 300 watt hours is cool. I'm really starting to settle into 500 watt hour being like my sweet spot for mobility and uh, longevity of what I use it for. Let's see. Like this is 500 some odd watt hours. I can still grab this super easily, throw it behind a TV, power a TV for a while, put my kids' Xboxes on them. I like 500 watt hours. I'm feeling good about that capacity. That's another reason why I'll start to get rid of some of my other ones as I get bigger power stations. Like I have the Bull Bat that's 500. I have the Smartless that's 500. I have the Oupes that's 500. I have the Big Blue that's 500. So I feel like the Go Labs can go. My Agwe can go. I like that Energizer. I really do. So I'll hold on to that for a while. My OG Rockpals is out of here. The Smartless is probably gonna go at some point. And the main reason why I'm gonna get rid of the Smartless is because it has a weird solar charge port. It doesn't take 5525, 5521, or 8 millimeter. So I'm kind of discovering things that I really like. But because, like, if I gave it to somebody and all they had was one or two, that wouldn't matter to them. But because I have so many, it's like you kind of start to weed out the ones that are like not as strong. The Agwe can go because its screen doesn't have input or output. It doesn't have anything useful on it. But it's almost 400 watt hours of capacity. It has 5521 and Anderson, and you could charge from either of those on solar. So if you have an Anderson dip, you can use that. I like that you can use both of them. And I just figured out recently that you can dual charge this. You can have power coming in here and power coming in through the USB-C port, and it charges up super fast. I love that. I never knew that this thing could do that. It does not have a 12-volt port, but they got a grip of 5525 ports. It's like a solid little device. Nice capacity too. It's not 300, but it's not 500, so it's a really good middle ground. I like it, and this will probably be going soon. If Luetti had a payment plan, I would totally buy one of their bigger units. I like the AC300. Oh, okay, you're talking about Bobcat. I agree that 500 watt hours is a good number, says Joe. Yeah, it's really good. What's the name of that one? This one? I imagine you mean this one, right? Darlene, let me know. But this one is called the Oupes or the Sue. The name is nowhere on here because I think it's an earlier model. Does it have any follow? Jason Noy did a video on this, a really good video, nice thorough video. Y'all should check that out. He did a video on it. You're welcome, darling. Did you read your manuals? I've been starting to read my manuals more. The main thing that I like to read the manuals for is to see what the temperature, the operating temperature is, and the charging temperature. My wife is talking about, hey, you keep it together over there, hamburger lady. And I read it to see what the voltage range is on the solar. That's not as important. Pretty much, I mean, you know, yeah. So I read it to see like little interesting little caveats about it. Like I learn things about them by reading their, like how long it'll take before it turns off, or if it has power save mode enabled by default, or if you can enable power save mode. I hate power save modes, by the way. I never use them. What's up on this nice hot day in Louisiana? Oh, you're in Louisiana, One Mind Solution? That's what's up. Southern or northern? Or mid, because it's such a tall state. Freaking Louisiana Purchase. I love hamburgers, Auntie Blessings. Did you say the Oupes? Yeah, that's what I called it. I've been calling it the Cheryl Swoops lately. Mary Thornton, hello, just a shout out to you to let you know that you are so very helpful to people like me that really get reliable info on purchasing our power stations and solar panels. You are appreciated. Well, thank you very much, Mary Thornton. It's so funny. My father-in-law's last name is Thornton, and I know I'm going to deviate here, but there was this thing my wife showed me where it was like a meme or something like that, where these two black people were in a meeting and they had like the same last name, and this white guy was like, "Oh, are you guys related?" And the one person's reply was so like dope, and it was like, "No, we're not related, but we may have been owned by the same slave master." It was just like, "Oh, okay." I loved every second of that exchange. I loved it. I don't know if it was a real one or not, but it did my soul some good. Yeah, Joe Trot says the Jackery has yet to make my short list. I dig that. They did not. Only the 300. That's it. And only for $200. That's it. I wouldn't spend $300 on that. And here's the thing. Okay, I'll kind of end with this if nobody else has any questions. We got the Jackery 300, right? It does have some value. It has quite a bit of value. I wouldn't have got it. So this is the Go Labs, $220. $200 at its cheapest, $300 at its most expensive. The Jackery, $220. This has LiFePo 4, 60 watts input charging. The Jackery has it beat there. It goes up to like 90 something watts of charging, and it depends on what kind of panels you hook onto it, because maybe you could get a little more, a little less. It has it beat with the 60, the LiFePo, but it does not have dual charging. I like that this one has dual charging. This one has 2 outlets. This one has 2 outlets. This one is regulated because of the battery or because of some regulation inside. There's been kind of a debate about that on the internet. This one has regulated 12 volt. This one does not have dual charging, but it has bi-directional charging, which is cool, but it's only 60 watts. This one I can charge from solar, 12 volt, AC, and throw the PD on there to max it out. So it's like, you know, I get it. You know, this, I like it. It will be used. That's for sure. The only real short, like just how small it is, man. I think super compact. The only real shortcoming is that it's only 300. But I like 300. 300 is fine. I'm just starting to feel like 500 is a little bit better. It's like I can sit comfy. My TV right now is on and running and using power off the big blue because it's on a 500 watt. I'm not tripping. I'm not tripping at all. I would normally be over there turning it off, and I probably should anyway, but I'm not getting up. All right, all right. I get 73 watts into my Go Labs with a folding panel. Interesting. That's interesting, ban everything. Unfortunately, that slavery response is too, I know, right? Ban everything. It's a good one. That slavery response is too real. Sure, they changed the subject at lightning speed. Yeah, they were like, yeah, we're not going there. We're not going there. Like the EB55. That EB55 has so much promise, but I'm not moved. I'm not moved personally in the grand scheme of things. I like the device, but it's like, I have so many videos I can do. I need to do a video about that. Yeah. Since some of that warm weather north. Wait. I must have missed my man or my girl's comment. If you ever considered off-grid solar, what large power station would you get? I don't know how to answer that with regard to off-grid solar, but the power station that most appeals to me, if you start to spend some serious coin, was the Kickstarter version or the Kickstarter price of the EcoFlow Delta Pro. Hands down. That device is the most capable device I feel like out there. Who were you shocked by, man? You know, how much it's gonna cost when it actually comes out, or when it's like as it starts to like get past that introductory price. It's like, but for $2,000, 3,500 watt hours or something like that, that was crazy. All the features that it have, EcoFlow Delta Pro. But you could get by on. I like the AC200 Max. It has some shortcomings, but that's just me nitpicking because I'm a nitpicky kind of guy. The AC200P kind of annoys me, but only because I can't do series in the winter because I have too much shading going on. And once you get shade on those panels, I have videos about it. If anybody's not familiar, it's just, you can't do much with it. The charge rate, okay, you were charged at the charge rate into the Go Labs. I've never seen that high, man. That's interesting. For off-grid, I'll use a setup that Will probably describe, the 5K server rack batteries. Yeah, that is a good point. If you're going to do off-grid, you could probably build something. But, I mean, a lot of people don't want to do that as soon as they go off-grid. It's just another thing to worry about and to maintain. Some people just get a power station so they could be out there and build their spot and have power. I was just about to pull the trigger on the Blue Eddy with 5 panels. Should I wait for the Delta Pro? It's like, I don't understand the logic behind getting those packs with all those folding panels. To deploy 5 or 6 folding panels just feels ridiculous. And you can't leave them out all the time because they maybe weather something, but I don't know. Darlene asked me Renogy or HQST. It doesn't matter to me. As it relates to panels, within like the big 5 or 6, just get what you can afford. And because nobody outside of Will Prowse has done a comprehensive comparison of all of those. And his was on panels that aren't even being sold anymore. It's like the brands are still around, but not the style. Like HPSC has upgraded the style. I am a nitpicky guy. I'm super nitpicky. What do I don't have a heat blanket right now because I'm so picky. I don't have YouTube lights because I'm so picky. There's a ton of stuff I haven't picked yet. We need a new camera for our YouTube channel, our family YouTube channel. I don't have a camera because they are slow walking technology, and I'm just like, I'm not giving you all that money for you to just give me 2 extra features from your last model, and your last model is $100 cheaper than a new one. I mean, what kind of game y'all think y'all running? I'll do without. But on the panels, I have HQST, I have Renergy. I compared them; they seem comparable. I have a video about the comparison. You can check it out. It should be very clear. Just do Renergy versus HQST with Ask Ive. Do it without the Ask Ive and see if it comes up. It should, because I imagine there's not a whole lot of videos out there comparing that. Um, but it's like you could spend with, sell with, what's the word? Whatever. Without regard to the sale, you could spend $100 on a Renergy panel that's going to give you 80 watts, or you could spend $80 on an HUST panel that's going to give you about 80 watts or 75 watts, or whatever. So that's how I feel on panels. Dragon Bites, what's happening? I'm so psyched. I got a 100-watt panel for $65. Cyber Monday sale. Never seen it for that cheap. Good for you, man. That's what's up. I got one too. 500 for the Blue Eddy EB70 it's a good deal actually. Um, I'm not gonna get into that amp hour stuff because that stuff is weird. You can't really go off of the amp hours because they calculate them different. It's a whole thing. Um, yeah, it's a good deal. It's a good deal. Even at 530, it's a good deal. But then you look at that EcoFlow for 430 from Costco, and it's just like, still don't know which way to go. It makes me wonder why did Renergy kind of blow those panels out like that. I wonder if they have something new up their sleeves. We shall see. We shall see. Okay. Easy. 300 dual setup for the blah, 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 blah. That would keep our family of 4 going with the necessity. I dig that. All right. Let's do a quick recap. If anyone is interested in the Rockpals, you have to be in the lower 48. You have to have commented on this video, or I need to recognize your name because some people are a staple in the lives. Um, if you comment on this video, you need to give me the timestamp for when you commented so I can go back in the video and find it, because only my subscribers can comment on the live. People who can watch the live, but they can't comment if they're not subscribed. I will ship it to you. It comes with all the accessories. You may have to contribute to the shipping because I'm not balling out of control. If it's, my wife says, yes, I am. Okay. Okay. We're going to get my wife to pay the difference that I can't really manage or muster up. Um, yeah, it's like, that's how I keep my coins. Um, let's see. Yeah, Dell. She came on here and gave me a super chat. My wife. That's how she rolled. Um, so you comment with the timestamp so I can see that you were actually able to comment, thus knowing that you were a subscriber, because I want my subscribers to get my devices and not just random people who see that I'm doing a giveaway so they subscribe and then get the device and then dip. I'm not interested in that. I think that's pretty much it. That's a wrap. And then, like, once I do the picking, it's going to be on this video. You need to comment on this video. I'm going to go and do a comment picker. And if it picks your comment and you have a timestamp and I can verify it, then I'll comment under your comment and let you know to email me, and then we'll figure everything out. Indiana Jackson just ordered the EcoFlow from Costco. That's what's up. It's a great device. Same, don't send it to me. Joe tried ban everything are yielding on winning. Auntie Blessing said hello, baby. What's up, Lowe's? What's happening? I paid $30 for a 60-watt Type C charger. That's what's up, man. Everything. I like to get my deals within brands that I like, though. I always see kind of interesting stuff, and I'm like, I want it to be like Brad Power or Aki or Anker. Oh, speaking of, I got these Anker dips on sale. I think it was Black Friday for like $35. These things go for like $60. They're the latest one, the Anker Nano 2 65-watt. And this is what it looks like. So it was $50, $60. I wanted to try it out for reasons that I won't go into because it just has nothing to do with solar. But I settled on this one. I feel like that light is kind of blowing that out. I settled on this one, 65 watt for 30 something dollars. I couldn't bring myself to spend $60 on this one, but because this one was on sale for $35, I got one because I wanted to try it. What these are useful for is if you have power stations that charge for 60 watts over PD, and you have a PD cable that's capable of 60 watts, because all PD cables are not created equal, then you could charge your power station with just this and not this foolishness. So if you were traveling or something, you're going to visit some family, park in their driveway in your camper van or whatever it is, you know, people do when they're into that, you can bring this and a PD cable, good to go. And then phones charge from PD now, or USB-C, I should say. PD is a power standard, not a connection. Phones charge from USB-C, so I grabbed that, but I have two of them, and I think I'm going to send this one back because I bought two of these, one for me and one for my wife. We both have USB-C PD computers. I don't know if I want both of them. And I like this form factor better because it's narrower. So if I had to put it in a bag, it wouldn't be. And I'm nitpicking. This is y'all seeing me nitpick in the moment. It's like this one's chunky, but it has the fold down thing. I couldn't share the deal because they had already went out of stock. So that's why it's not in my little Black Friday, Cyber Monday post. Let's see these last comments, and then I'm gonna wrap this dip up. Just to give you some context, the reason why I wanted those is because I have two of these. These are like highly rated. I wanted something like just small when I wanted to just travel with my laptop and have one alone. So I have these already, super capable devices. I use them. This one is probably a RAV Power Omnia or something like that. But I wanted something that was just like, I just want one port. I don't want to have to pull this big old thing out to charge a power station on my laptop. I just want one. So that's why I got this. Anyway, I'm ranting. All right. Hey, Carolyn. I would like to have one of your power stations too. Okay, Carolyn, keep watching the lives. And I'll talk about them in the lives. Only my folks can comment. And that's how I'm going to give these power stations away. Did you see the review on the Anker power station by Hopeful Tech? No, I saw silver symbols. And I was like, I like the device. So I was super impressed with the device until I think Silver Symbol was talking about the solar charging with 60 watts. And then I was like, I'm over 60 watt devices just for me personally in my use. I will still continue to talk about them. They can still continue to send them to me. Part of the reason why I'm cool with that is because I get to make videos about them that can serve people who may intend to buy them. And then I get to give them away to y'all. If I'm keeping it a buck, that's why I got the Tech Oz. The Tech Oz one, a lot of YouTubers have been doing viewers on it. It's an interesting looking device, but it seems to work really good. Super simple, not the flashiest design, but I got it. I was just like, yeah, I'll take a look at it and then I'll give it away. So that one's going to be given away too. All right, I can keep running my trap, y'all. I'm happy to be able to do a live. I haven't done one in a while. It was great hanging out with you guys. But hey, Sleeper, if we could work something out and you want to figure out how to do all of that stuff, I'm with it, man. I'm with it. We could figure something out. If you want to try and buy something and have it sent and it seems financially feasible to you, we'll figure it out, man. I'm all down with helping people get this power. Yeah, we talked about the EV70S a little bit. I'm not sure what the difference is either. Do you mean the actual time or the countdown time? I mean the actual time that you made this comment. Now, I don't know how it looks for you guys, but right now the counter is at 1 minute, 1 hour and 54 seconds. So I would want to see like, hey, me, blah, 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 1:54:03 when your comment came through. But in a comment on this video, not in the live chat. Live chat is a different thing. I can't use a comment picker on a live chat. If I could, I wouldn't have to go through all of this, but you can't use that. You have to use an actual comment. So you have to comment after the live in the comments, and then point me to your comment in the live. Put a minute marker so I can find it, you know what I mean? And then verify, and then we'll figure everything out. All right, guys, I'm deuces.